So you go to a fair and you smell the funnel cakes wafting through the air. And surely there couldn't be anything better, right? Wrong. That's wrong. Okay, so today we're making funnel cakes. If you don't know what those are, it's literally just batter that's then been funneled into hot frying oil into a squiggly, like almost tentacle-esque pattern. Tentacle might not be the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say. They're made all sorts of ways, but typically it's with powdered sugar and that's about it. And I think that we can make that much, much better. And not to mention, they're incredibly easy to make. But do you wanna know what else is incredibly easy? Buying some of the greatest coffee on the planet. And that's where today's sponsor, Trade Coffee, comes in. You can order your coffee exactly how you like it. You take a little quiz, you fill out what you like and what you don't like, and it spits out the perfect result that's built for you. Then it'll arrive to your door right away. You taste it, you rate it, and it'll keep doing that until you get the perfect coffee, and suddenly you become this magical magician wielding the power of coffee that fulfills your exact desires in every possible way. And you can even get it on subscription, so it's completely automated. You don't have to think about it, it just comes there and it's there. So if you want to learn more about it, click the link in the description, and the first 100 people who do will get 50% off their first order. And yes, free shipping is included. Now, coffee and funnel cakes aside, let's make this, shall we?
Okay, since funnel cake making is easy, I'm gonna give you 3 options. The traditional powdered sugar version, a churro funnel cake with salted caramel, and sort of a toaster strudel inspired funnel cake. But before all that, let's talk batter. Starting with 2 cups or 300 grams of all-purpose flour, add 2.5 tablespoons or 34 grams of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon or 7 grams of fine sea salt, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of baking powder. Give that some good old-fashioned whiskey business. Snag a large bowl, crack in 2 whole eggs, boop, bap, whisk those together till homogeneous, then whisk in 1 1/4 cup or 295 milliliters of whole milk or non-dairy milk, then just whisk in your flour mixture until smooth and thoroughly combined. That's it. That's your batter. Now all these are technically funnel cakes and done in, well, a funnel. It'd be a whole lot smarter and a whole lot cooler if you instead put your batter into squirt bottles and then cut their spouts to be a 1/2 inch wide. You'll see why in a second. Get yourself a heavy bottom Dutch oven that's at least 5 quarts. Fill that bad boy up with around 2 inches of vegetable oil. Heat that to 375 Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius. Once it's up to temperature and your body feels ready, get your squirt bottle and squeezing it using even pressure. Start from the center of your oil and go around and around, sort of making a spiral all the way out to the edge of the pot. See how easy this is with the squirt bottle? Just important tips from Papa. At that point, if you want more cake, just squirt in a zigzag back and forth to help close the circle a little bit. Then just let that bad boy fry for 1 to 2 minutes or until golden brown. Give it a flip and fry again for another 1 to 2 minutes. Then using a spider, fish that out of the oil and drain on a wire rack set over a baking sheet. Now from here, you'll immediately dust it generously with powdered sugar while it's still hot so the sugar adheres and almost melts a little. And once it's done, look at that. Almost like some sort of winter wonderland rained down on a nightmare forest of branches. Weird comparison, but something about this is a little scary. Okay, we're done with Mr. Traditional. And you know how to make your funnel cake base, so let's do our naughty churro version. First, let's start with our salted caramel. In a medium saucepan, add 1 cup or 210 grams of granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of water. Give that a light mix just to hydrate the sugar, then place that over medium heat just until the sugar begins to dissolve. Slightly increase the heat and let that come to a boil. Then just let that brother boil, and as soon as it reaches an amber color, whisk in 5 tablespoons or 70 grams of salted butter. Keep whisking until the butter is fully emulsified and incorporated. Cut off the heat and whisk in 1/2 cup or 120 milliliters of heavy whipping cream and an optional splash of vanilla extract. Once that's combined, pour in a heat-proof container and let that cool just till warm. Now for the cinnamon sugar, aka one of the greatest culinary creations of all time. Simply combine in a bowl 1/2 cup or 125 grams of light brown sugar, 1 cup or 210 grams of granulated sugar, and 1.5 tablespoons or 11 grams of ground cinnamon. Whisk it together until thoroughly incorporated, and that's Papa's magic dust. And by magic dust, I mean it makes things magical, okay? Don't get it twisted. All right, assembly time. You know what to do. Spiral and fry your funnel cakes. Flip and fry on the other side. Now, pay close attention. Once that funnel cake is ready, fish it out and let it drain sort of mid-air nicely. Then immediately toss it into a large bowl with the cinnamon sugar and toss to coat generously while it's still piping hot. If it's not hot, the sugar won't stick and Papa will be
disappointed.
Now just pop that little churro man onto a plate. Optional, hit it with some whipped cream, followed by a nice drizzle of your salted caramel sauce, as much or as little as you like. And isn't she lovely? Seeing this churro funnel cake is like seeing the love of your life waiting for you at a park bench on a beautiful day in Switzerland or something. Next up, we have our toaster strudel inspired one. Hear me out, this might be the best of the three, but who knows? Let's start out with our strawberry jam. Remove the tops from 2 pounds of strawberries, then cut all of them in half, some in quarters if they're monstrous in size. Place those into a medium sauce pot, then add 2.5 cups or 525 grams of granulated sugar. Yes, it's a lot, please relax. Anyway, toss that to coat and let that sit for 5 minutes until it starts to get loosey, juicy, goosey. Place on the stove over medium-high, then add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and let that brother release its juices, come up to a boil, and cook and reduce for about 15 minutes, mashing occasionally with a masher. And once that's reduced nicely and has a jam-like texture when spread on a plate, it's done. Now pour that finished jam into a blender and blend on high just until smooth, and pass that through a fine mesh sieve or chinois to get a beautifully smooth and luxurious strawberry jam. For a cream cheese frosting, in a large bowl, plop in 1 8-ounce block of full-fat cream cheese, softened to room temperature. Begin beating that on high speed with a handheld blender until smooth, then beat in half a cup of unsalted, fully softened butter until beautifully combined and emulsified. Then beat in 3 cups or 350 grams of confectioner's sugar, a little at a time because this stuff is very annoying to work with. Then once your sugar is added and you've beaten it until very smooth, add 1 teaspoon or 4 grams of vanilla extract and an optional small pinch of fine sea salt if needed. Then beat until beautifully smooth and voluptuous.
Papa like. It's so creamy.
Okay, back to the drill. Fry your funnel cake, flip, fry the other side, drain and let it cool slightly, then place it on a plate, dress it beautifully in your strawberry jam to your heart's desire. And finally, pipe on a nice generous spiral of your cream cheese frosting and a totally optional light dusting with strawberry powder. Whoa, 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 what? What, Josh? Yeah, just like blend freeze-dried strawberries until you get a powder and sift it on top. And yes, it makes a huge visual and flavor difference. Now that we're done with our spiral cakes of happiness and joy, let us taste test.
So, we have our traditional powdered sugar woogie, a churro version. I mean, come on. What more do you want? And we have essentially a strawberry cream cheese cake, if you will. Mr. Traditional. It's got some crunch, instant nostalgia. Yeah, it tastes traditional, but it's a little better because obviously we made it and you can make it as thick or as thin as you want. Now this, on the other hand, this I'm very excited for. I have no words. Every funnel cake should be this. Funnel cake homies. Whoever makes funnel cakes anywhere. This is the new funnel cake. You got the caramel and the cream. It all sort of becomes an amalgamation in your mouth of flavor and texture, cinnamony, sweet, creamy. This is an eating experience. I haven't tried this yet. Hold up. Holy shit. This is actually really good. Oh my God. These two are bussin'. Look, this is delicious. It's great if you make it at home, but it still has that sort of like traditional flavor that you're going to expect, aside from the fact that you can control the batter's flavor. But these two, you've got to just drum it up a little bit, make it fancy, make it special. This is the way you do it, or go Mr. Traditional. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. Make your own cake de funnel.
You want to know what else is full of big round cakes covered in Papa's goodness? B-roll.
All right, guys, and that is it. So we made our funnel cakes. Really quick, thank you to our sponsors, Trade Coffee. Be sure to click the link in the description to get your perfect personalized coffee beans. And remember, the first 100 people who go to click the link will get 50% off their first order. Now, funnel cakes, look, they're great, they're beautiful. Did we make them better? Yes, we did, okay? We don't live in like 1962 where all we have is like powdered sugar and batter and fry oil, okay? We can make something fancier, nicer, and more desirable. And the possibilities are truly limitless. Try these first, use your own creativity, and make something else. Maybe there's a peanut butter jelly version somewhere in here, huh? Peanut butter and jelly? Why didn't I do that from the get-go? All right, it doesn't matter. The point is, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you